Yo, boss man, how you doing? I actually tried to record this earlier and I forgot to hit the record button, so I'm a little off today. Um, but yeah, wanted to make this. Sorry about the dog. I wanted to make this video, basically teach you how to play "Summer Water." My first song. It's a little maybe a little advanced for a first song. But it's good. It'll teach you a lot of different things. Once you get them all down, you'll be able to play some interesting stuff. So the way we're gonna start out with, I'm not gonna teach you any of the names of the chords. You can look them up, but I'll just show you how to play these chords and how to put the rhythm together in such a way that you can play the song. So first chord, we're gonna put pinky finger on the third fret of the E string. So the strings go E, A, D, G, B, and then another E, the high E. So low E, high E. So pinky on the high E, ring finger on the B string, third fret, and this is going to be kind of a home for your fingers. So you're going to kind of like base your chords off of these. So you're going to hold these down pretty much the entire time. So you're going to have to build those calluses. You're going to have to build those strengths, especially in the pinky. I've got a small pinky. I know how it is. It's just like harder to use. It's just less strong. But you'll build strength over time. It'll work. But this is your home for all of your chords. You're going to be playing in constantly. But your chord progression is going to be starting out with a G. So index finger on the second fret of the A string, middle finger on the third fret of the low E string. So put that together, that chord sounds like this. Pretty happy chord, I gotta say. So it's a G chord. Now the second chord is going to be kind of an E minor chord. It's where you keep your index finger right where it was, right on the second fret of the second string, and you take your middle finger and you move it right underneath that finger. It'll be on the second fret of the D string. So so kind of a more sad sound. That's kind of what minor's supposed to be about, but that gives us a variation in tone going from a major to a minor, and then we go to, you take your index finger, you move it to where your middle finger was just now, and you put your middle finger on the second fret of the A string. And the reason we flip them like that is because you can't push your index finger through your middle finger into the third fret. So it's something called blocking. The way you move your hand in such a way that you can progress through the chords. So you have to kind of strategize how to move your fingers across the fretboard. It's much more important in piano, but it's very important in guitar as well. So once again, and then we release off, index finger onto the second fret of the D string, and middle finger onto the third fret of the A string. That's a C. That's a C chord. C is the most common chord that you'll find in most music. Is everything from rock music to blues music to pretty much every genre of music that you play guitar with. They'll play a C like crazy. But once again, this C chord, and then we go back up to the G. So once you're here, all you got to do is move your fingers up a string. And to put it together, we just that's the first verse. You play that twice, and that's your verse. Moving on to the chorus. After you get done playing that last, you take your pinky finger off of the the high A string, you take your ring finger off of the B string, and you move your ring finger down to the E string. So we're just basically releasing the B string, so making it more open, where it's not being fretted at all. And what that's going to do is going to sound a little more bassy, but also we're going to be doing something in a second that's important. So once again, the chord change is, so it's real different. Not maybe not real different, but slightly different. So that's the chord change to the chorus. So to play the chorus is, then we'll go down a string back to that C, and we're gonna slide all the way down to the 7. And then slide back to the 5th fret. So putting that together, the way that sounds, and that's what it is. I mean, you slide down to the 7th. The cool thing about the 7th fret is that when you play the 7th, they harmonize. So those are both E notes. These both B notes. So it's just really easy to harmonize. And the other cool thing about it is the 5th fret is the same way. So I mean these are both D's. And when you tune the guitar, when you do the that's all about fifths. The guitar is tuned to fifths. So I mean that allows you to write music in such a way that you can utilize the strings' natural gap in notes to your advantage. So the 7th fret is always going to be harmonizing with the string above it, and the 5th fret is always going to be harmonizing with the string below it, except for the B string. The B has to be slightly off because there's only so many mathematical notes. But yeah, I'm digressing like crazy. But yeah, it's like that. And we're going to use that to our advantage in the song a little later. But getting back to the chorus. And we're going to play it again. And you can do something different. If you want to, you can go back to here, or you can go from the 2nd fret and just kind of add an 11th note. Just accent, or add a 7th. Yeah, 7th note. No, it's 11. No, there's 8. Yeah, no, I'm digressing. Anyways, I'm confusing myself now. But it's a 7th note to add that together, and that allow you to go back into the verses. The 2nd verse is different from the 1st verse. So 2nd verse not same as the 1st. We're gonna go back to our home with our pinky finger on the 3rd fret, E string, and our ring finger back on the B string, 3rd fret. Now we're gonna start off with that E minor. We're gonna start off with that middle finger on the 3rd string, D string, 2nd fret, and index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And we're gonna start back off, and then we're gonna go to C. And we're gonna go back up another string back to the G. Now the new chord that we're going to do is very simple. It's just going to be index finger on the 2nd fret of the low E, and that's an F sharp chord, but you don't need to know that just yet. So put that together. Now this chord change is a little weird because we're doing multiple things at the same time. We're moving our middle finger down to the G on the low E string, which is a G note at the third fret. We're moving our index finger down a string back to that second fret of the A, and then we're taking our middle finger and putting it down a string at the same time. So this is the most complicated chord, the change that you're going to have to learn for this song. So we're going from here to here. So you're moving all four fingers at the same time. It's gonna suck. It's gonna not be good at first. So just keep practicing. Keep doing 5 to 10 minutes a day of the same kind of playing until you get it down. So once again, chord change. So back to oh yeah, okay. We're gonna play that same chorus again, and then we're gonna do a bridge. So. Now the bridge is very, very simple. You're using two fingers the entire time. The only complicated thing about it is the slides, and the slides are very, very similar to what we've already been doing with the chorus. The only difference is that we're going to utilize that B string, the B string being slightly off from the rest of the strings. So you take your ring finger, you move it up a string to the B string. So we're on the third frets on both the A string and the B string. So these two strings there. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide them back and forth from the third fret to the seventh fret, then back down to the third fret, then back up to the fifth fret. Now, when we play it the second time, we're going to slide up, but we're going to do something different with our ring finger, and I'll show you in just a second. And we'll also play this a lot slower. It's supposed to be kind of melancholy. Now, the difference that I did on the second time that I played it is that I went from, and then I slid my ring finger up a little bit. So I kind of twisted my hand a little bit in such a way that it allowed me to get to the 8th fret on the B string. And what that does is that harmonizes with that C sound. So this... That sounds a little minor, but this sounds major. So you're going from kind of a sad progression to a happy progression in the bridge. And once again, we're keeping that on the 7. So so it works really, really well. It's just really, really nice sounding. And then the hard part about so we'll play it again real quick. Let me show you. Now, this chord change is going to be difficult too. It's not going to be as difficult as the last one, but this is going to be a lot of mileage on the fretboard to cover. So the hard thing about playing string skips is that you have to learn where your muscle memory is hitting the fretboard. So look at that guitar. A lot of guitar teachers tell you to do not look at the guitar. You'll be looking at the guitar your entire life. Look at the guitar. Uh, Find out where your fingers are going, because it's better to play well and not look cool than to look cool and play like shit. You know. Uh, you're going from this chord here, and we're going back to that G chord. Okay. So we're going back over here. So we're taking our hand completely off the string. So we're completely unanchoring from the string. We're finding that home once again. Pinky and ring finger back where they usually go. And on these third frets of the E and B string. And we're putting our middle finger onto the the third fret of the low E, and index finger, second fret of the A string. So we're going back to that chord. The only thing difficult about it is that you're going to have to learn how to release the entire board and go back to the chord. Now that just takes practice. Just a little bit of time, as many days as possible. A little bit of time, as many days as possible. That's the way you practice. But so we're going from just like that. And if you need to pause a little bit, sometimes songs need pauses. You know, it's natural for there to be a little bit of silence in between chord changes. People expect that because of the way that we learn to listen to guitar. You don't have to be shredding the entire time or making impossible chord changes. But yeah, you get that chord change down, and the first one that was harder earlier and pretty much golden for this song. But we're playing that first verse again, just a little slower. So. Now we don't play it fully through on that last chord strike. We just go like that, and you may want to arpeggiate at the end, what we call arpeggiation or arpeggio, and all that is just, you know, not, you don't have to do the strum thing, but when you arpeggiate a chord, you just play the individual notes of a chord. That's all that an arpeggio is. I can get my pinky on. So putting that all together, let me play you the whole song. My fingers are up to it. We'll see how it goes. My pinky's getting tired. the song. I'm playing on my 12 string, so like I'm getting these weird calluses where I'm playing double strings. But you know, it's a little bit more tiring for my hand, but it sounds so much more beautiful. Love this guitar. I love it. But yeah, I mean that's basically the song. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need any advice, you have any questions, I'm around. Let me know. I teach guitar because it's not just beneficial for the people around me and make the world a better place and have people express themselves in ways that they can't possibly express themselves in any other way. But it also teaches me how to better express myself. You know, teaches me how to learn new things and become better at being a person. You know, so yeah, that's my little philosophical feel. But yeah, let me know if you need any advice or anything like that. I'm always around. Text me, that kind of thing. Yeah, take care. We'll see you next time.